Good day, everybody. It's Donnie B got the beats. We live on From My Perspective TV and joined with my beautiful big head sister, Ruthie Renee. What's going on with you, Ruth?
Nothing much, nothing much. We're finally back. We got it together.
Nah, we ain't got it together. You see, I'm over here with goddamn Hulk Village back here. Got the goddamn, you know what I'm saying?
It's called improvise.
It's on the cuff. It's off the cuff. So, you know, we gotta get it done regardless. You know what I mean? So I had to ad hoc this joint, ladies and gentlemen. That's what ad hoc means. The do shit ad hoc in style. You get it? So anyway, we here to discuss today's topic. Sorry, I'm a little flustered because you know all of this shit is going on with my technology. You know, I'm a very proud individual with my technology, but you know what I'm saying, like it's not appeasing to my soul right now. But
man, you tripping. You know why?
Why?
Because you dominating me right now. This is like your quality versus my quality. This is like iPhone and Android at the same time.
What you got, an Android or iPhone?
I'm on a Chromebook. Why you gotta let me say it out loud in public and everything?
Well, that sounds like a you problem. I mean, I'm just saying, like.
That's why you got the green screen.
Well, you wish you had a green screen. You got the goddamn
I do.
department.
I had nowhere to hang it up though.
Shit. You got the fucking what do you call that? Washington, the National Zoo and shit back there with the zebras. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I do like it, but you know what I'm saying. But I love this green. Okay, but it's not my normal. See, this is what happens with, ladies and gentlemen. You pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Anyway, we getting on to the topic of. I definitely wanted to say the topic. The topic is dependencies and expectations, revolving around relationships. I definitely want to again bring Sissy back on. She said, "Good evening."
Good evening. Good evening. That's our number one supporter. That girl is always on time. She prompt. She be the first one there all the time.
She come from good stock because that's where we some on-time individuals until the technology breaks down, ladies and gentlemen. But it is what it is. I digress. But we will still bring you this production, neither or. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
So today's question of the day, which is not a question, but it is the topic of the day. Like I said, dependencies and expectations. With that being said, I want to ask you, Rue, I want you to lead us into this scenario and situation. What are your ideas of dependencies and expectations in relationships?
I mean, both of them is like a ticking time, but I think they're both like deadly weapons, if you ask me. And I could kind of explain why. Like, you know, as far as like the dependencies, it all depends on which type of dependency you're talking about. So, of course, you have your independence person, you have the person who's dependence, codependence, or I saw this one earlier today, interdependence. And so my thing is there's whole different reasons for why a person may be dependent upon one. However, that's fine and dandy, you know, especially for children because they have no choice but to depend on their parents. But when you get into an adult, some sense of maturity have to kick in unless there are disabilities involved. But however, if I'm in a relationship and I'm dependent upon somebody, so say I'm dependent upon Steve for happiness, you get what I'm saying? And at some point, you know, I'm dependent upon him for happiness because he makes me laugh, or you know, he tells the funniest jokes and I'm cracking up, so I seek that happiness of laughter out of him. At some point in time, I have to be able to not just depend on him for laughter. I have to be able to learn somewhere within there, you know, as far as being dependent upon somebody. I don't ever want to abuse it. And I think that's where a lot of issues fall, where a lot of people just depend on somebody and they don't even put forth the effort to become a independent person or a person who's capable of taking care of themselves, you know, like a leech or whatever. But it all depends. Now, expectations, that one is kind of iffy for me because that's like saying, I mean, it's like to me, it's another word of having morals, okay? So if I have a certain particular moral, one of my things may be I don't date married men. And is that would that be a good or bad expectation? I mean, because that's what it is. That's my expectation. I don't expect you to be a married person.
Fair.
So it all depends on how you look at it. So I don't know. I just have my different views of it.
No, I mean, I think it's sound. I mean, again, we want to try to have an understanding about the relationship between your significant other, your spouse, your partner, life partner. This is 2022. You're gonna say life partner. We want to kind of stay in that realm, but I mean, definitely expectations are expectations, right? This is what do you expect? You as the center of your universe expect. That's what I take away from that word, expectations. With regard to dependencies are things that you rely on, and obviously for the layman, these are very core definitions of the words. With regard to relationships, though, with specificity to that, I think dependencies and expectations are what you make them. These things are things that are fragile that can make or break a relationship. Let's say, for instance, we're talking about you and Mister's relationship. You and Mister's relationship is whatever the dynamics of your relationship is set, such that you depend on each other to deliver these things in order to maintain the sustainability of your relationship and the whole infrastructure of what you guys stand for. And the expectations are, what do you expect to receive and give out of the give and take between the dynamic between you two. I think, as I said earlier, with it being such a fragile situation, I think people should take more time to understand just just what dependencies and expectations are, and you can't really have those things if you don't even know what those things are for yourself. You can't expect that from somebody else. Sorry, that just came from nowhere, right? Because I just picked it up. Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. But that's what things are. When you do see, I think we'll grab something else. Shouldn't say it. You got to shift the focus there, But you have to know what you want in order to have both of these things and have these deliverables in relationships. Because to me, these two values are deliverables. Do you or do you not agree?
I wouldn't say dependencies is deliverable.
Why?
Because that person who's dependent is not giving. They're not doing nothing. They're not contributing in nothing. They're taking from someone else. They need them to take for them. I mean, take care of them, or I don't know. Well, you know what? I take that back. I take it back. Hold on. I take all that back. I just caught myself there. Take it back. Because you gotta look at it from both sides. So I get it. However, I do want to say this one though. For expectations, practice what you preach. That's all I can say. If you carry expectations with you, practice what you preach.
I agree. Now that you said that, we can get to the brass tacks, right? And I think that to know thyself is to love thyself. And you can't love somebody else if you don't love yourself, right?
Right.
With that being said, you have to know what you want. You have to know what you have to have execute a certain amount of fairness to be successful. You have to want to listen. You have to want to be present in the moment. It's easy to receive. To give is different because a lot of times you're not even cognizant, you not being you, but people are not cognizant of what it is that they put out into the universe. We all have this idea about what we want to give or what we do, but you're not always cognizant, right? Whether or not you're awake, asleep, you're not focused, you're not paying attention, your mind is on other things, so forth and so on. That leads us to examples. Examples such as, if, let's say, for instance, that, let's say an expectation is, hey, I need you here because I'm going through this certain amount of stress at work. How can you be mad at your significant other for not for failing to support you through a tough endeavor if you're not adequately conveying just how you need to support them?
Just saying, hey, I need you here ain't enough. I mean, like, that's not enough.
Okay, I'm in the house. Right? Like, like this is
fuck no,
so
no.
hold on,
We
hold on.
talking now. You talking the man's language, cause y'all, we got the dummy proof shit for y'all. Like, we got to break shit down, break it down.
And
Hey,
what's wrong with that?
you come home. I need you to open up the front door. Come in. Wipe your feet on my mat. Shut the door. Turn around. Lock the door. Take off your shoes too, by the way. Come upstairs. Come over here to my room. Shut my bedroom door back behind you. Come over here. Give me a hug and a kiss. Now lay down by my side. I got to tell you all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grieving is enough. Or I'm going through something is enough. Or I didn't express to you this bothers me. That should not be enough. Let me be there by your side. Because if I'm saying I need you, that means maybe personally, but how does that help if you're downstairs and I'm upstairs? How does
That's
that work?
fair. That's fair. That's understandable. That's something different. If a person's downstairs and you upstairs, that's something different. That is definitely a failure to communicate or failure to understand. You definitely want to be in somebody's presence, right? But let's just say that person is in your presence in the same room with you. And now you're mad at them because they're not engaging you the way that you want them to engage. They're in a room with you. Now what?
I mean, it depends on the person. I don't know they're gonna even start arguing or what, or you gotta explain to the person whatever it is that you want. I mean, why not? But I also think that would be something y'all already had discussed beforehand before shit hit the fan.
Why? Based off of your example. Like you said,
It's
what
my
should have
job to get to know you.
well, okay. Okay. I get that, right?
Yeah.
And I understand that. That makes total sense. But who's to say there's a time limit on the understanding of things, right? We all have an understanding of when you get older, certain things escape you, whether or not it's your health, your hearing, your eyesight, so forth and so on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as the older you get, the more expectations there are, the more stresses, the more amount of things that you have to be responsible for, and a different kind of understanding on life you gain the older you get. Correct?
Okay.
Okay. So certain things that apply when you are 23 does not apply when you're 43. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So it's that understanding, right? Of what if I'm gonna use an example myself. I'm going through something, and I have this expectation that if I'm going through something, hey, I would have liked for you to give me, what I'm saying, like just give me an embrace, a hug, or something like that to let the warmth there. How does a person know that that's what you want if you don't have that conversation? Let alone if you've never experienced grief or experienced an issue where you had to rely on that person for that.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the middle ground?
Then the person who has that complaint or filing. I mean, I said filing, complaining about that particular type of expectation. I also have to have a sense of understanding. We didn't. This is something we never discussed before.
True, but how often do you think people come to that realization that
It doesn't.
this?
I'm a fall victim to that. I'm not even ashamed to say, because I didn't even Steve Harris. I know I do.
And you see how you stand on that. You stand on the like Frank Lucas stands on the coke game. Like, I mean, I do.
But not saying it in a way of saying that's right. Because after the conversation you and I had, it opened my eyes to different things. It made me look at things differently. Like, and I fell short, and I was the person who fell in that expectation category. And there's things that I've dealt with or had to, that I've dealt with in my life that when I met Steve, I can't, to me, it was like, I just needed him to understand. And that was it at that point. Or I had an expectation of him needing to understand that. And that's how he was to deal with me from there forth. I didn't give him enough time, I'm just yelling, complaining, but like whatever it is that I went through in my life didn't just happen overnight. So I need to be able to work with him and also have patience, but also understand that he's coming from a good space too at times. Because as soon as he, it's something, if he run me that wrong way, automatically it's like, I don't want to hear nothing else.
Let me ask you a question. Just switching up gears. How do you pronounce tomato?
Man, I ain't on that tomato.
You're not on
it? Tomatoes.
Okay. So if somebody says tomato, is that wrong?
I'm telling you, get their ass about it here. Like, no, like the same people who say Target, damn well it got the daggone sign around it, and it's a Target. So it's Target, talking about Target. But tomato, that one doesn't bother me too much. When I hear the difference, I just be like, oh, you fancy. And that's it.
Fair. You get the point though, right? It's a variance. It's a choice. It's an understanding. Let's say it's like people who say the word X. Can I ask you a question? Huh?
I ain't never heard that one.
You never heard somebody pronounce the word ask as X?
Nice.
You've never heard it. Let me tell you something. You are an anomaly. Because I'm from the same place you're from, and I definitely, it rubbed my rhubarb the wrong way. Be like, let me ask you something. What?
That ain't as bad as specific. It is specific with an S and a P, not Pacific. This ain't the ocean. It's none of that.
Right.
Specific.
I agree. I understand it. But there are a legitimate amount of people that would argue you down. Correct.
Of course.
Does that make them wrong?
Yeah. They still wrong. Because what Webster's dictionary say?
That's fair. That's fair. But now you're talking about how people were raised, right?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like this goes into the realm of emotional intelligence. To me, is my opinion. Emotional intelligence is having an understanding that we're different. We're all different. So you have to have an understanding of the variances of communication. This is how you in order for you to be fair, going back to the topic of the show, which got it started in this direction, to be fair is to understand that we all fall short under the umbrella of God, right? We all fall short, and we all are equals to some extent. Albeit, I don't believe in equals. I believe that there are obvious differences because you know what I mean, like height, weight, strength, gender, hue, class, finance. All things are not created equal. I do agree with that. I do believe that. Sorry, but one thing I do have understanding about is the thing that makes us human is our ability to reason and have an understanding about the truth of things, which is the fact that we have the ability to reason and understand. That's what separates us from animals. Saying all that to say, you mentioned the conversation that you and I had, which our viewers are not privy to. Do you mind if we go down that, open it up a little bit with that, or do you want to keep that closed? That's up to you. All right, let's keep it closed.
Yeah, I don't want to go all too deep. I don't need everybody.
Right. Okay, that's fair. That's understandable. But you mentioned it, so that's why I wanted to ask that question. But since we're gonna keep it closed, let's change directions. Saying all this to say, in order to have have an understanding of dependencies and expectations is to know thyself. You can't expect anything that you're not willing to give.
Exactly.
You can't, and it makes it difficult for you to depend on somebody else, because a person can't depend on you if they feel that if the expectations are out of balance. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, in relationships, I think that with guys look at things from a different perspective.
Yep.
We're not emotionally bound to the things that it appears that a lot of women are bound to. We don't emoticize first and then react. We think first, for the most part. Think first and then react. Whereas women, in my opinion, emoticize first, then react. Right? So that's when you get that. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to do that. That was just, what I'm saying? I was on my period. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. You know what I'm saying? I meant to do loud noises.
Please tell me, what's your excuse?
What's our excuse for what?
What's your excuse? Why every time we gotta sit up here, get in the car, and drive y'all down to the doggy park and go let y'all play? What's your excuse?
At the dog park?
Yeah, that's where dogs belong, at the dog park, Donnie. Guys are dogs.
That's interesting. That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, see, we're not all monsters, neither.
Well, it's interesting. I did not expect that you would say something like that, but let's address that then. Yes, I believe that is a very good connotation. Men are dogs, women are cats, and there are a lot of similarities in my estimation, in my observations. There are a lot of similarities. I think the biggest thing, if you actually watch these animals overall, it really kind of shows exactly the personality of the two. Within reason. Again, this is just my observation. I'm not I'm not a doctor of relationships and so forth and so on, but dogs are loyal. People can argue that dogs are stupid, but 9 times out of 10, a dog, they're more companion based. Whereas cats are more like, who is you? Why are you in my space?
No, we smack you too.
Yeah. But okay. I'm not a cat person. Never have been. We have a cat. I love that cat though. Cat is a dope cat, really. I had to give it an opportunity. I had to give her an opportunity. She's a dope cat. Really, she stayed to herself for real. But she has this level. She still has the basic cat features that I just don't particularly care for, because if I have to remind myself that is an animal, I don't like it, because it's an animal. Okay, you don't move around here like you pay rent. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't know. It's a very arrogant statement, I know. But it's just, cats are, very, very like,
yeah. I got something to say. Where does a cat belong, Donnie? Damn sure doesn't belong in your house. So if I was that cat too, its ass belong out in the wilderness. So all he knows is to climb on any fucking thing. He ain't gonna say, "Ooh, I can't step on this log; it's too fancy," or "I can't step on this trash can. Ooh, that's my grandmother's living room." No, they're gonna step wherever the hell they choose to go. They're gonna treat your house the same way. You can't expect the cat to come in there with some behaviors and being real respectful.
True, but the one thing that you can do with a dog is you can train it to have an understanding to respect its environment. Whereas cats are just gonna be like, and you know, because you had cat daddy. That damn thing was, you know what I'm saying? That just was murder on wheels. That little thing was. This dude tearing up furniture and all type of stuff. You know what I mean? Just because. It was like there's no real. Why? Why? You know
He
what I mean?
was young. He was young.
Excuses.
He was young. He was full of life, and I didn't get him neutered. So he was about that life. Everything had to go.
So women got to be neutered in order for them to be trained up.
Should y'all be the first one? We be the first ones getting shit removed. Y'all don't be getting the snip.
Oh, listen, I don't get it twisted. I'd love to get I retire my jersey in the New York minute. Believe that. I'm just kind of scared to, honestly. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't trying to hold you, but you know, but I don't get. Hey, I'll bronze the bitch. I'll bronze them. Put them on the shelf. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I got my 3. We out. I'm good.
You good with that?
You see what I'm saying? But I'm just saying it's. I think there's a lot of there are a lot of stereotypes that comes with people's belief structure in men and women, right? In relationships and gender roles and so forth and so on. And going back to the point of dependencies and expectations, how can you believe in an antiquated system in today's society? Antiquated being like, okay, you have these expectations, like you say, men are dogs, women are like, you know what I'm saying, like cats. You can take the dudes down to the dog park because they dudes and they dogs. That's what you do, right? But what if a man came home and was like, where my food at though? I need you barefooted, butt naked in the kitchen cooking. Don't talk unless I tell you this to talk. Shut up and have my dinner done. You gonna have that face that you got right now.
Cause I ain't gonna be butt naked cooking nothing in the goddamn kitchen, burning up my belly and shit. No, he ain't about to set me up like that. How about he get in the goddamn kitchen butt naked?
That's not how the antiquated system works.
He get his step burnt. How about that?
Okay, but the expectation is that again, the problem with this scenario is that you have the challenge, right? There's the challenge of society evolving. Whereas women refuse to be in a disadvantage. They want to be treated as equals, which is understandable, totally understandable. But how can you want to be treated as an equal when you talk down to another person, another adult, like that adult is your child?
I mean, you act like a kid, get dealt with like a kid.
And that's a fair statement.
If you act like a kid.
Okay. So if you act like a bee, then you get treated like a bee. That argument, that's fair statement based off of your connotation, or what?
You might have one up me there on that one there, because it ain't even no comparison. Because in my mind, I'm automatically like, I wish you would.
That's my point.
I wish you would. But no. But there are really some people who just are that goddamn immature. I mean, but how do you want me to still treat you like a man and you're every bit of a fucking boy?
Right, but it's your choice. It's your choice to stay with that boy.
Facts.
The thing about it is that this is where the problem goes wrong. It's easier to talk about it and then gender specify and forecast to say. I mean, because that's the thing I'm trying to tell you right now. The rubs my rhubarb the wrong way. I'm trying to tell you, I am here for it, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all can DM me and give me that all of the hate mail that you want. You give me I'm trying to tell you. The thing that rubs my rhubarb the wrong way is I hate inequality. Don't talk to me like I'm in charge. I am not nobody's property. Period. I feel you. That's
what we're saying.
No,
don't
that's true.
Talk to me like I'm whatever. I don't come with no remote control.
Exactly.
Same thing.
So how do I owe? And this is I'm just using general conversation and general things that I've experienced. How do I owe you the key to my phone? Because I gotta have the key. I gotta have the keys to the kingdom. I gotta have your passcode the whole nine because it's gonna watch you. Because man got stuff up the sleeve.
To
That's you.
each his own.
It's not
I
to
ain't
each his
that
own.
female though, but there is, there are people like that, like to each his own. I don't know if a person does that, they don't trust you.
Agree. But
They
the but
they're not
but
taking your word for nothing.
but here's the thing. That's understandable and that's straightforward for anybody that for anybody that questions that motif. It boils down to trust. Period. At the end of the day, that person doesn't trust you for whatever reason, whether or not they feel it's earned or what. They don't respect you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is that a lot of times it gets relegated to this narrative of, well, because all men are dogs and you can't trust dogs, so guess what, I need to be able to do this to prove that
Mm-hmm.
you're not doing anything.
Right?
My problem with that is I don't have a problem. It just, to me, it's nothing to hide. As I commonly say, and I live and breathe by it, ain't nothing you doing that damn important or amazing that's gonna make me want to feel like I need to cheat and stay in that situation. If I'm going to go out over here, then I'm gonna just go ahead and go out over here. Now, true, there are a lot of men that just don't think that way. There's a lot of men that may just be on something, but that's not all men. That's the thing I have a problem with because you see how you roll your eyes. You roll your eyes because, okay. So if that's the case, then it's like, then men could be like, all women are bees, and all women got attitude problems, and you can't be mad at a man who believes that goes with this race or this type of woman because that, you know what I mean? Because women like how you're presenting, women like that don't like men being like, oh, see, he had to get this little parrot, this little submissive Joan, or he had to go get this little Caucasian lady because what I'm saying, and so forth and so on, which they not docile at all, by the way. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, it's a narrative, right? Because now it's like, oh well, you can't put up with me because I'm too much for you, and so forth and so on. So you got to go get somebody weak. No, let's grab the bull by the horns, right?
It's a such thing called an alpha female. All
Yeah, it
right.
is.
And
It
and,
is.
and so hey, I mean, y'all the alpha of your species. I mean, there's some weak ass men who's not. You can't even be called an alpha. You're labeled an alpha for a specific reason, and that's what you are for your caliber, your type of species. Over here in the women's section, we roll the same way. You got one that's more stronger than the other.
Hmm. That's fair, and I
So,
agree with you.
but if a man can't handle the alpha, okay, these young go ahead. But I'm pretty sure there's men out there that can't handle an alpha female.
I think that here's the thing. I think that there is a very, very vague definition on what the term alpha when it comes to people. And when you're talking about stuff like that, there's, just like there's alpha males. Alpha males is generally, when you think about it, when somebody say the term alpha male, that's like, oh, he's brawly, and he, what I'm saying, like he don't take shit from nobody, and he beats up everybody, and he has to. It's like overcompensate with masculinity to prove that he's what I'm saying, like, I'm the guy, can't nobody get over on the guy. Whereas that probably is the truth.
Mm.
If you flip that on its ear with women, yeah, there are alpha women out there. The thing I think is that an alpha man or alpha woman or any alpha whatsoever is just a dominant person. They have a certain way of doing things, and that is what that is. I don't have a problem with alphas. I can deal with an alpha. I could. I could look alpha day in his face. My problem with an alpha is you do not own me, so you do not talk to me like a child. And because I have the wherewithal to be able to
Mm-hmm.
speak and say, I don't accept that. That does not fly for me. I need you to change X and X and O.
And I agree with you there. Absolutely, 100%. However, all I can say is practice what you preach, not just to you, but anybody who comes like that. Just practice what you preach. Like, if you don't want nobody to come off at you aggressive, please don't come off at me aggressive. And I think that's just absolutely fair and respectful across the board.
Fair. And I think that's true. That should be true for anybody and everybody because everybody is their own ecosystem.
And that's
Everybody had.
all.
You said what?
And I said that's all the alpha is saying.
Right. But here's the thing. You have to be careful what you put into the universe as an alpha. As a person, in general, you have to be careful what you put into the universe. For years, I chased them. I ran from the moniker of being an asshole because I didn't like the connotation of it. People, you know what I'm saying? And it really, I had to understand it. Yeah, I was an asshole because 9 times out of 10, I really truly wasn't listening to people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had my perceived notion about the way things worked and so forth and so on. I didn't become a complete and total grown man until I had to understand. I had to learn that there's layers to myself. There's layers to my personality. There's layers to people, and I had to have a certain love and understanding and appreciation for people and how they move. That's what made me complete. That didn't make me less of an alpha though. I just have a better understanding of it. The thing that, like I said, with regard to alphas in general, especially alpha women, is I think there is a play. There's a play on power that nobody wants to talk about. Power is immense. It's intense. And it's intoxicating. It's kind of like if you watch Star Wars and it's like the Jedi and then there's the Sith, right? And the Jedi are the people that are in control and they know how to manipulate the Force and everything, and they live within peace and boundaries and so forth and so on. And then you have the Sith that are like Darth Vader and all of these other people who they go with emotion. They go off of, and then they be construed as negatives. They dive into that. The 90s bred a lot of assholes. I love you, Uncle Steve. Breed it. They bred. I got you.
This man said bread it. Like bread
crumbs. Later, like bread and fish. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we love you, Steve. I agree with that notion, though, Steve, for sure. There is an attention to people. There's attention to detail that's missing. In relationships, in order to have these dependencies and expectations, you have to know, like I said before, you have to know what you want. And you have to know who you are. And if you're wrong, you can't sit there and double down and be like, fuck that, like, I don't care. Do you think I'm just spitballing when I said it?
Yeah, I got something for you because I got this one. It's one word I just didn't hear you say through everything you explained, and that's just having a sense of understanding. You know, you get what I'm saying? So for a female, an alpha female is typically a person or a female that's known as to be what? Independent, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there is a story behind that independency. It's not about control power. It's not about that. It's more of a story about survival.
Mm-hmm.
So when that male image has been missing in that person's life, that strong black image, or that knowledge that should have been shared through parents or whatever the case may be, or that village, it wasn't there. You eventually learn on your own. You learn, you start from the rock fucking bottom. You build your foundation with nobody there. With nobody there. And who should have been there is a man, yes. The person I'm dating, they have nothing to do with what happened in my past or what went on. However, why can't you just understand this is what got me here to this day?
Okay. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, what you got?
How does that person know if they've only been with you for at most 5 years?
I'm
gonna 30 plus years.
Tell them.
Okay. So that's it. You just tell them that you. Okay. With that being said, too, add this on to it. Well, what if that person went through exactly their own set of traumas that you saying you as an alpha experienced? Does that make them wrong?
Understanding.
All right, but so you're saying you 100% understand, and you 100% are locked in as a person that understands the trauma that your significant other has been through all of these years.
Yes.
And that's your problem. and you're gonna fix that for that person.
How I'm gonna fix what?
All of the trauma that person's been through.
It's not always true.
What do
Because
you
a
mean?
person could just speak. Some people use their trauma as a way, as a form of, moving forward. I mean, there's some amazing people who came out here with shitty ass histories. You get what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I can say that, it's just a matter of listening to somebody's story and getting an understanding of who they are and what makes them who they are today.
Fair. But let me ask you this. With that being said, how is it that that person has to become responsible for all of the stuff that you've been through?
And it calls something called what baggage you bring to the table? Be upfront. Okay, if you decide if that's something you want to deal with, I tell you what's going on, but you let me know if you want to deal with it or not. You decide.
Well, maybe they do, but dealing with stuff and being beat over the head because you don't know how to control your emotions is two totally different things. Being disrespectful, which a lot of these alpha women and men are.
Thank you.
Oh, I mean, oh, like I told you, I try to be fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alphas are alphas. The difference is how do you, if you have an understanding about a person, you truly understand, because I had mentioned that off the break, because you said that was the one thing that I missed when I was talking, when I said it off the break. It's
Mm-hmm.
understanding.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that other person, and you have an understanding about yourself, a sense of worth, a sense of purpose, a sense of everything. You meet that person right in the middle. Difference is that I'm not here to accept your bullshit. At the end of the day, it is what it is. It's understanding. Look, I understand what you're going through, but I'm not about to have you talk to me like I'm a child because you're an alpha and you're angry and bitter about things in the past that had nothing to do with me. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, let me know if I'm
No, go ahead,
hog
go
shit
ahead.
out here. Because again, you went through all of the stuff that you've been through, which is a lot. Because everybody has their own little things, and enough is enough for different people, right? Everybody goes through what they go through, and they reach different boiling points and so forth and so on. With that being said, and that understanding alone, how can you say, I mean, you need to listen to everything that I went through? That statement alone says you're not even paying attention to what that person is going through
Yeah, it
or
is.
what they've experienced.
Because I would want. Well, it depends on the person. Because I would want to hear it. I need to know. Sometimes a person I'm asked on this question, they don't even want to tell me because that's how much I want to know.
Just fair. But then how much do you understand about it? How much could you say you truly understand about it? Because again, to say here's okay. Let's go back to the point, because I think we kind of just went off into a vacuum of narrative, right? To bring it back to a relative point. Let's take, for instance, the instance of where you should just know, which is very common in relationships, right? Oh, we've been together for 6 years. You should just know by now. If after 6 years you talking, well, you
Some
know how
things
y'all
should be
been.
routine, though. Some things really should be routine, like at least the basics of each other. I understand there's still some things that may trigger somebody. I don't know. At least the basics.
What are the basics then? In school, schoolers.
Clean up after yourself. Pick
Fair.
up, like why 6 years later I'm still repeating myself. Can you pick your clothes up or something?
Okay. So you're telling me every day you every time you drop your clothes on the ground, you pick them up immediately. You never take a play off. You never take a day off.
Yeah, I do it from time to time, but not
So
6 years straight.
okay, so you're telling me so you tell me when the clock it was set, because you said that, I mean, not 6 years straight, but somewhere in there over 6 years, I guarantee you just be like, you know what, fuck it, I get to it tomorrow.
Oh man, yeah, man, listen. I had them days quite frequently, okay? Because I be
So
tired.
thank you, because you went straight to my point. So since you had those days frequently, how do you know that significant other, that other person, ain't saying, I wish she pick up after herself?
Nah, they ain't, cause look, at least I know. At least at the end of the week, we got a cleaning day. We all know Sunday is the day you clean up.
Why is that? Why maybe that person's day to clean up is Wednesday?
Ain't shit happening on Wednesday.
Maybe because they trying to respect the fact that you do it on Sundays.
So then what day are they going to clean up then?
Maybe they do it on Wednesdays, but you prefer to do it on Sunday. Maybe they still got to get it in their mind that, you know, Sundays is awkward, but you know what? I'll do it, but it's hard because I do it on Wednesday.
We just have to sit down and figure out which day is best for the both of us.
I think communication is key. We can always talk about it, be circular.
Just let it go.
Being bullish, because I think you bullish about certain things. I'm gonna call you out because you're my sister, so I can do that. You bullish about certain things.
What I do?
Because you like, I don't care. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it this way. I mean, we just need to sit down and talk. Like, you know what I mean? And I think there's certain things about significant, you know, significant shit. I can't even say the word significant others. There's certain things that, as people like to say or like to believe, you take the calf with the cow. You know, you love a person as they are, who that person is, right? Mm. That person might not be like you. You know good and damn well, and I know Geraldine will smite me when she see me on site, but you know we grew up in a museum. Don't touch shit. Don't sit on shit. If you move something off 1/100 of a centimeter off, it's scorched earth. That's how we was raised. That's how we came up. But please. I'm sorry. I'm not a museum curator these days. You know what I'm saying? But I do like to keep things clean. But my level of keeping things clean, I cannot have that same expectation on another person who was who was raised differently. I can't. Now, what's the trade-offs? The trade-off is, okay, well, let's just make sure that the common areas are as clean as possible, especially when we have guests coming by. You don't believe in trade-offs?
I agree.
You agree or you don't agree?
I agree.
You agree what?
What you just said.
What? There are trade-offs or there's not trade-offs?
No, like if company come over, hey, let's clean up.
Yeah. I think because nobody want to be looking like they live like hoarders or anything. You know what I mean? But I mean, the reality of it is that look, at the end of the day, times is rough. It is. You have hardships. Every day is a work. You just really come out. I don't feel like picking shit up. At the end of the day, here's my shirt. Fuck it. I'm home. Right?
Absolutely right.
So with that being said, how can you sit there and hold a standard over somebody's head and be like, you're not doing this good enough, you're not doing that good enough?
Because when I move, you move. Just like that.
This is why she my sister, man. That's the baby sister, man.
Nah, I'm bugging with you.
I know you is.
It's just a matter of maintaining. Come on, keep it clean. Just keep it clean. And hold on. Isn't it a woman's job to keep the house clean? You know, so please don't mess up the floor after she finished mopping. You know, if she want her to take it home, then don't be mad when she part her mouth to be like, hey, clean this up.
Okay. Well, that's dirty. Well, that's fair. Well, the whole time you can keep that damn bathroom clean too. You got your powder puffs all over the place. You got damn pencils, eyeliner pencils everywhere. Why you got to take up this whole mile of goddamn counter space with fucking lotions?
Because it don't take y'all much. Lotions? It don't take y'all don't have nothing but one bottle lotion. Just
how much lotion you need?
Brush. Y'all setup be ugly as hell too. Like y'all be having some stupid products.
Listen to the expectation that come out your alpha face right now. You said it has to. First of all, we have a meager setup because we only have one lotion. How dare we? Let alone it needs to be set up a certain kind of way because it has to have the zebra patterns in the back, and it's got to sit up a certain kind of way. The tall bottles got to be over here. The little bottles got to be over here. The brown Jones got to be over here.
Organized.
Negative, bro. See what I'm saying? Like
organized.
Listen.
Easy pickings.
Do you understand? Okay. So when that man come home and be like, look, I expect these steaks to be this way, cut this way, I need this amount of juice, with this amount of so forth and so on. I'm not
about to. he about to chew that shit up, shit it out, and piss it out. You want me to make this picture perfect stuff just so you can shit it out and piss it out?
Yeah.
You better go sit down some damn way.
So how we got to keep our lotion a certain kind of way and it don't even touch you?
Because people ain't about to come in the house and be like, "What's in your stomach?" People come in your house and they see your house looking messy and shit. That's
first of all, should nobody be in the bedroom to be able to see the goddamn setup you talking about? Need to be interior design. Why your lotion bottle out of place? Your lotion bottle should be on the outside, like it's knife and forks. You know what I'm saying? When you sitting at a nice table.
I couldn't do it down there. It drive me insane.
That's what I'm talking about. But you drive yourself insane with your expectations.
No, but you know what?
What?
That's why I would pick a dude that's clean. That's why I don't really have too many issues with Steve. It's just that sometimes what I find is clean, he may not think it's clean, or vice versa. But like his dresser versus my dresser, believe it or not, shit is that organized, color coded. You turn around and look at my dresser. I got all these lotion bottles. They even and everything, but it's so much of it. And then I got like a jewelry box. And then I got like boxes of jewelry. Like it's just always just it's a lot of stuff going on. But it's kind of organized a little bit.
It's organized to the extent that it needs to be organized, right? But here's my thing. I don't know how many goddamn lotions a person needs. Okay, I don't need a head lotion and an eyebrow lotion and a face lotion and a hand lotion and a knee lotion. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm gonna get this Vaseline lotion with the cocoa butter on it, and it's got the one all. That's like, why I'm gonna take all of these vitamins. I'm 40-something years old, right? So why am I at 40-something years old? I'm gonna get all of these pills of vitamins that have this drawer look like CVS. Well, I can just go take a multivitamin. I'm gonna get this one little vial.
It don't work like that all the time. You may need more potassium in your body, so now you got extra bottles of.
Eat bananas.
It don't work for everybody. Yeah,
everybody need to eat sunflower seeds or something. Like something, broccoli tops. Eat asparagus bottoms. I don't care, whatever you would choose to do. But my thing is, you said this is the expectation. You can't have all of this stuff and it's not organized. It needs to be organized. But this is what I'm talking about. This is this perfect example of expectations, because it's like, are you kidding me?
That's basic 101, Donnie. Like what? I be want to ask freaking dirty ass people, what did you learn as a kid? You didn't get your butt taught. You must have had chores, because why is it messy? My first time seeing messy adults, I kid you not, was in boot camp, Donnie.
Of course.
That was my first experience to the open world with different people, different flavors. All I could say all day for like 3 months straight, I kept saying, what the hell? What the hell? That was my statement every day, every minute, you name it. Just what the hell? Like, I could see why the world is just taught. I mean, it's just crazy out here.
But that's my point. Your significant other comes from that world, because that significant other didn't come from the same place that you came from. So the expectations that you have on a scenario, again, not everybody meets exactly what, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different folklore. It's different. It's different upbringing. It's different. Everything is different. So in order to have an understanding and try to bridge a gap and have a partner, because that's the point of what marriage is supposed to be, to have a partner, a life partner, a person that, you know, if that person doesn't run your speed, y'all run it at a mutual speed, because you care enough to slow yourself up to be with that partner, and that partner peps themselves up to get to the speed that meets you mutually. Financially, same thing. All of these things, that's your partner. That's my, like, no matter what, I got that person. That person got me. You can't do that and be like, but them lotion bottles though. I mean, you feel what I'm saying? It's dissension. It creates issues. If you look at things negatively, then that's all you will get out of your perspective, is a negative perspective.
Guys and girls live differently, Donnie. We have a different.
We should,
setup.
Because we guys and girls.
Yeah, but come on. Who's supposed to take care of home? Let us do it. Like, look, y'all making it look nasty. This shit look like a what's y'all stuff called in college? That kind of the frat house. That's what it look like. Y'all would have the whole house look like a frat house. It don't smell like gym socks. Listen, all the toilet seats around the house is up. It's just smelling pissy and stale. Ew.
I'm glad that you say that. I'm glad that you brought that up because you know what? I did go to HBCU. I went to a very prominent HBCU. I went to the Harvard of HBCUs, Hampton University. Shout out to Hampton University and all my Hamptonians. Ahoy. Let me tell you something. There's some funky little ladies that came through Hampton University. Okay? Okay? I'm talking about funky. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you have your stocking hanging here? Why? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, why would you even, like, come on now. Why would you put the little, I'm a man. I know not to put the tampons in the toilet. What are we talking about? You feel what I'm saying? There's certain things that it's like, come on now. Don't make it out like men are just, we just don't pull our stuff
grooming.
Together.
That's grooming. Yes. A lot of people don't know how to take care of their cookie box or their private parts.
Exactly. Smell like the wolf in DC.
I get it.
Look, God damn it. I didn't say, listen, that's why I'm saying I speak with such confidence because I've seen it at a lot of different levels. And you just like you went to boot camp, I went to an HBCU. And it was some funky doodle box. Man, it was some, man.
Look, Donnie, I could go in the public bathroom right now and some girl done left her coochie behind in the bathroom. Like, bitch, you better take this. Take the shit with you. You forgot something, ma'am. You forgot, come get this. This just stink.
Yeah, I've experienced that too. You know, but I mean, again, it's sign of the times. But again, my thing is you never know what you get until you get it. Now, when you get it, that's where the value comes. That's what you have to understand. That okay, I want to keep this, or I want to let this go. You can't keep putting pressure on something to push it away and expect it to stay, and it'd be like, well, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you want something to stay, then you have to take care of it. You can't
compromise.
Or compromise. Mm-hmm. So compromise is not saying, I mean, but you need to put your lotions bottle together. Like, what's going on? And then nagging about the fact that they don't keep lotion bottles together. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, that's what that person does. Respect what that person does. You know what I mean? Respect what that. If that person is treating you to the best of their ability and they love you for it, what's the issue? My new coin phrase is lead with love, yo. Like, don't beat me negatively. If I'm putting in all of this work and you see it, then lead with love. Now, again, not saying I'm perfect at the end of the day, but I don't believe in having arguments for no good goddamn reason. You want to argue? Do it by yourself. Get in the car ride, drive 3 hours up the road just to go ahead and get out the car and scream and yell as much as you can. Get the fuck back in the car and drive back home. Then we can talk. But if you ate up all the goddamn cookie crisp, I'm not gonna be mad about it. We just need to go get some more. It's cool. Not that big a damn deal.
You used to lie, you know, boy, you came home. Say you had a rough ass day at work, and the only thing on your mind was some cookie crisp, and you like, man, when I go home, I'm gonna tear these shops up. I just want a big old bowl of these cookie crisp. You get to the door, somebody ate it. How you gonna feel? You ain't gonna be frustrated?
I'd be frustrated, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Because my thing is, why create a situation that we don't need to create?
That's easier said than done.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Because people tend to forget that, Donnie.
Okay, but that's people that don't practice self-control. I have self-control.
You have self-control?
You said what?
You have it?
Yes, I do have self-control.
What percent? 100%?
I'd say 75% self-control.
Okay, you still got some work to do too?
Everybody has work to do. That's the point. There ain't nobody perfect. Nobody ever will be perfect. Until I turn water to wine and put stairs in the earth into pot water, I'm going to be always working on stuff. Yeah, as much as I'd like to think I have things together, I'm still learning.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But one thing I do have an understanding about is that there are other people have perspectives. Let's even take the instance, and I'm gonna throw my personal situation out there, like with my babies. My babies are grown now. They got their own TV. They got their own iPad. They got their own iPhone.
He always got a little broke ass TV. What's going on here, Don? We can't hear you. Nope. You better get you a Chromebook. I know you heard that.
You know,
You better
you
get a
get
Chromebook.
no, they ain't the
You my
Chromebook.
list.
No, I'm so in my ad hocian way, I had to use my phone, and then I get a phone call, and then you get these annoying friends that you love them to death, but they just don't know how to understand that you got a damn podcast, and they want to call you during the podcast because they're stupid. You know what I mean? But uh,
You're not a good friend, Donnie. They just wanted to talk to you.
I I'm not a good friend. I come to peace with that a long time ago. You see what I'm saying? Like yeah, like these. I'm not a good friend. You heard, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. I'm not a good friend. I know that. I've lost a lot of really really amazing friends along the way, and that is my fault, and I own it. But anyway, so back at it. Like I said, we we have to understand as people, and it's my belief that being aware. I came online probably 2 years ago. When I came online, it was like, wow, I really wish that I would have seen things this way 10 years ago. You get what I'm saying?
Of course, that comes with maturity. You seasoned, Donnie. You seasoned. I told you, just like the chair you sitting in. My back hurt. You knew better. So you got you a chair that supports your neck, your head, and all that back here. Your whole region is supported. I don't have that on my chair. My lower back hurts.
Well, you need some lumbar support. That's what it is. You need to get a pillow or something back there. So you got the nice little backdrop or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Get you a green screen and a pillow.
What is that guy talking about?
I don't know. Location is real in their house. I don't know what. Listen, I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not subscribing to y'all personal shenanigans. Y'all can figure
What is
that.
it?
But I'm saying all that to say, look, I get your point. You know what I mean? But I think the reality of what I'm arriving at is, look, I really just try to focus on my awareness to be aware of my surroundings. I'd rather err on a conscience. Like I know I run Monique mad. I guarantee you. Since we throwing our significant others up, I run her mad because I care enough to ask her every 15 minutes, "How you doing? Are you okay? You want something to eat? Want something to drink? Anything you do." I don't give a damn if people could laugh at me and be like, "This nigga like Jeffrey the Butler," you know what I'm saying? Like Bel Air shit. No, I don't give a damn because that's what I do in my house. And my thing is, I'd rather overdo it than underdo it any day of the week.
I expect that. I mean, as long as it's reciprocal, you know what I mean.
I mean,
Just make sure what you're doing though, Donnie, it seems real and genuine. Don't I mean? I wouldn't want you to come off as overdoing it, you know.
well, overdoing it is overdoing it.
Then
Not
just
coming across it.
you good, okay. You asked.
Well, no, I feel you, but my thing is but my thing is this: I would rather overdo it than underdo it, because at least if I'm overdoing, that means I'm doing it.
Right.
You underdo it, it's like how I'm a great boyfriend. I do all of these things, and then you be like, no.
Mm.
Then you gotta be like, oh, I
But
don't
long
ever
as
want to
you
live, huh?
I said, but long as you get it in return, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, my thing is this, and which is fair, and one would expect that, right?
Yeah.
But if you doing things to do it for a reciprocation, do you really mean what you're doing?
Not necessarily reciprocation, right? Because you wake up and open your eyes and you go out to the open world, right? And you go out here and get your ass whooped by the open world or by the world every day. You work hard, you have a hard day at work too. You know, things weigh heavy on you too. It may not even be work. It could be personal life. It could be about your kids. It could be a whole numerous amount of things. So why not want to feel that when you come home? You get what I'm saying?
Because not everybody knows what it feels like to don the cape.
This man Donnie been in the Webster's dictionary. What word you use again?
What?
What word did you say? Nobody.
Not everybody knows what it's like to don the cape. Not everybody knows what it's like to be Superman. Wear the cape. That's Superman.
Oh, that's saying. Okay, I'm with you, big brother.
Yeah, because if everybody was Superman or had Superman powers, Superman wouldn't be special, would he?
But it ain't what I'm hearing right now. It ain't nothing wrong with your mouth. You get what I'm saying? In other words, you can express yourself. If a person don't know, well, it doesn't hurt just say that.
True, but that's the point. You should be able to have that conversation with a person, and if a person doesn't deliver, then at least you know that you said you expressed your concern or your issue. Then it becomes not your issue. It becomes that person's issue because you didn't mention it, right?
Yeah.
So flipping it on, so to better substantiate the point, if you say, "Hey, Uncle Steve, I need you to be home at 2:30 because I'm really going through something and I'm out of my out of work." And no, I shouldn't have to. I don't feel like I should have to say anything, but I'm just saying I'm really going through something and I really want you to be there. What part of that doesn't that person understand? Because if that person doesn't come at that time that you requested, for the reasons that you requested it, does that not say that person kind of just doesn't get the damn point or not paying attention?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, the way you said that you asked the person, I mean, what more can you say after that? It's just that person didn't want to be where they wanted to be at. They chose to be where they wanted to be.
That's my point. If you're not communicating, how can you expect another person to communicate or understand where you're coming from? It's not always about what you should just know.
That's a double whammy there, though, Donnie.
What?
Because what I'm hearing out of that statement, "Hey, Steve, I'm grieving. I need you here, blah, blah, blah." Now I'm going to need to depend upon him to bring, someone in there to uplift me if I need him here because I'm grieving. And then I'm expecting him to be home at a certain time. He ain't here. So then it's like a form of expectation at the same damn time.
Right. But you also, when you make that statement, do you or do you not enable him to understand, to be able to fulfill what you need, right? How is a person going to know what you need if you don't tell them?
Yeah. So yeah, and if you open your mouth to say, "Hey, I need you," and they don't show up.
Too many times people get in conversations and relationships and so forth with someone and don't adequately say what they mean and say what's going on. Case in point. Okay, hey, such and such call. We need to have such and such call said, can we come by tomorrow? You good with that? I'm good with it. Does that mean that you want me to come, or are we like? Is it you going by yourself? Like what? Because you
be clear direction.
What you could have said or could say is, "Hey, such and such asked if we was gonna come by, and wanted to know if both of us was gonna ride. We can be there. Are you free? Would you like to go? How do you feel about that?"
Or you could have just asked the question. Because what's wrong with not answering the question if it's something you're unclear of?
Exactly. So when I ask the question and you get frustrated with it, like, this is what I said. Of course I meant we. What you mean? That's not what you said, then.
Huh? Yeah, yeah, that's a whole different kind of breed. Because then it's like I don't feel like repeating myself.
This is why I say know thyself. Taking the time to communicate, to say exactly what's going on, it helps with your dependencies, it helps with your expectations. Because if you communicate, because that's the root of it, how is a person supposed to know what's going on in your mind and your heart and your head and everything if you're not telling them what's going on? The expectation is that, oh, well, that you my boyfriend or you my girlfriend, you should just know. How? If you don't know how to speak what's on your head, your mind, your heart. If you're going through something and you don't even really know how to process it, how can you expect that person to process it? or to know what to do.
Because you're not communicating it effectively. Yeah. Yeah. Some people in their mind though, they swear they be communicating the correct way.
Most people do.
I wonder if I'm like that too. I probably am at times. But I know sometimes I be feeling like for myself that I didn't make my point correctly, or sometimes I don't know. It's just like having a brain frog at times. It's like, damn, I can show you better than what I'm trying to say though.
Learn how to though. Even if you show a person, it's still communication. But the expectation that comes with it, you can't like I used to liken this up to my kid's mom all the time. Like this is the thing I used to liken it to with her. I used to tell her all the time. It's like I wake up out of, like, you put me in situations that make me feel like when I wake up every morning, when I roll out of bed, I roll up out of bed into a bear trap. If I roll out the other way, it's a bear trap. Everywhere I go in the room is a fucking bear trap. Because you don't communicate well enough for me to understand what's going on with you. You don't want to set somebody up for that kind of failure because it's toxic. It creates to a negative connotation, which leads to control. Right? So.
Oh, it ain't preach for me, Steven.
Don't do that. 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 We're not about to come from Steve with this. Since we going to go.
I'll be staring at him while he sleep like this.
That's crazy.
I'm playing. No, I'm staring.
Yes, you do.
I'll be knocked out.
If you envision it, your ass do it. Get out of here. I hate when people act like, thinking that this is what I do. But no,
I don't do that. I be playing with them.
No, you ain't be doing this shit. You ain't exonerated. You're not exonerated. We know what's going on. Truthfully, don't be staring at nobody while they sleep. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I do it.
I be having these old school scissors.
Who the fuck keeps these little hand and rock the cradle scissors like that? See, y'all got some issues. Uncle Steve, listen, call me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Call me. She keep these goddamn scissors around there. You need to have like the little snub nose Jones, the little soft edge James.
He gives me hell, yeah.
No, he does not.
See?
Yeah, he do it too. That's great. Everybody do it. But I guarantee you he don't have that brand of goddamn scissors sitting around the house just ready to grab.
I got Steve scissors right here. He got an old set too. I got the 1980s version. He got the 1990 version. And see what a step stool look like.
That's rude. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not doing that. We damn sure ain't going to do that now. Come on now. Talk about his step stool. That's just disrespectful.
Now, remember the old metal one Mom had back in the day?
I got one in the kitchen right now.
You too?
Yeah.
Y'all killing me, yeah.
Nigga, hold on. First of all, we have high ceilings in this mug. Okay? We need to be able to reach shit. All right? You talk about, you got the little, you got high ceilings too. Now that I think about your townhouse, your shit is pretty up there. Okay, I'm sure you got cobwebs you got to reach. You ain't got the little Swift.
I got a Swift, little dust thing.
Boy, you better get a vacuum cleaner in there. You pull them around. We got spiders. I need to be able to reach these. Yeah, well, this one had California got brown recluse. I can't even say this. Recluse spiders. Them, brown recluse. They got the spiders with the fur around the neck, the fur collar, bro.
Oh, the brown with the white stripe on the booty.
It got all that, bro. It got all that. White. They got the red Joan. They got it's artsy. They just different, but they brown, but they got the fur around the neck.
Brown, yeah, chinchilla.
We need to get that shit out of there, bro. That's why I got this. We gotta get up there and get these fuckers out of here, bro. I guarantee you, if I took the camera, spun around, y'all see these cobwebs outside on the balcony. I'd barely go on the balcony because I'm like, nigga, you're not gonna get me. It's arachnophobia out here.
House spiders. They call house spiders.
No, right? It's not house spiders if they outside. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying what we got here. Y'all can keep the brown recluse. I remember in the military, they was like, stay away from them. That shit was on the chart. It made the charts. Yeah. My house spider ain't even on the chart, Donnie. Y'all got some shit out there.
Yeah, we got some shit out there. We got mountains and shit. Fucking caves and all type of stuff. Valleys. Dependent Canyon's real, bro. We got these fucking things out there. Like, bro, nah, not even. I'm not even the one. Snakes, I'm not even the one, bro.
But if
There's
you
certain things I just do not do as a. We don't do it.
hey,
So
you like boats?
no.
Neither do I.
Well, I'm African American. We don't traditionally do boats well. I'm just, you know, what I'm saying? I gotta call that Joe what it is. I just,
What
last
state
boat
you
we.
talking about?
I don't know. That was an old John. I did
Was
that.
that Georgia?
I don't know. Yeah, I
You
guess
said
so.
that ain't die.
See, you be disrespectful this way. Anyway,
Nah, I got to
so
do it.
dependencies and expectations, ladies and gentlemen. This is look at the end of the day because we well over time and we is already late anyway, and I gotta get everybody back to their time. Dependencies and expectations is very important, at least in my opinion. And I'm gonna leave it up to you, Ruthie. I want to ask you that as well to walk us out with it. But dependencies and expectations to me are vital, and we need to seek the answers within ourselves in order to have the expectations and the dependencies from other people to be substantiated. If you can't communicate effectively or be held accountable for your actions, then how can you expect somebody else to? That's my piece on it.
Remember the other word, brethren, understanding. You gotta have a sense of understanding too, and to be able to compromise. So I feel like without those and everything else that you also stated, that you can't have dependencies or these expectations when you lack those. So I think that's the piece to the puzzle.
I agree with you, and understanding is what I try to have. And saying all that to say, you know, times are different. Times are changing. I really wish that we as a race could come together, and I mean human race, not like black people and white people and Asian people and people of color and non-people of color or binary people and non-binary people. All of these little monikers that people choose to have. If we come together as people and just respect each other and respect each, like traffic would be better. Just everything else would just be better just because it's just like you have a respect and an understanding that other people matter too, just they're just as important as you are, and that's important, ladies and gentlemen.
Freedom.
That's how I feel about it. You said what?
Freedom.
Nah, but that's a problem. Freedom is
Yeah,
don't
but
even get me started.
also being that's a whole nother. So I ain't even about to say it on live, but yeah, freedom can be problematic, but also falling under a system can also be problematic too, because it takes away from who you are.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are at time. We really went into this. Man. We didn't even get to swap, change it up, and get anybody else involved, and nothing but so forth and so on. It is what it is. This is just a wonky episode anyway because of my technical difficulty. Jesus, like I said, I'm still sitting back here with Incredible Hulk back here. It's ridiculous, But we gonna get that corrected, ladies and
Get
gentlemen.
to see.
Yeah, she got the Willy Wonka John, the Wonkatania.
I'll be in here working.
Yeah, well, I hope not staring at the wall. Jeez, you
I
know.
mean, I'm going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. Ruth, you got any final words for all of the viewers out there?
Yeah, as always, I just want to say thank you guys for being patient with us and sticking with us even through our minor technical difficulties. We truly appreciate it. Again, if you have any subjects you would like for or topics that you would love for us to talk about, just put them out there. Let us know. Ping us, will us in, chime in too. We look forward to that. It's a joint effort, folks. It is a joint effort. And again, no judgment zone here. It's all from your perspective. And on a personal note, I just want to say rest in peace to Wade Powell, was a family friend of the family. Took a big hit these last couple of days. It did definitely, death hit home, but we all holding up. But just make sure you love your loved ones, hold them close, talk to them, cherish one another, because when your time is up, it's up. That's all I gotta say.
Rest in peace to the Powell, the Wade Powell, and definitely wanted to send wishes out to the entire Powell family,
Mm-hmm.
all of the people affected by the tragedy. Uh, it's important for us to understand that we need each other in order to grieve. And you know, life itself is very fragile, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget that. So when you cussing somebody out because they ain't got their right lotion bottle set, or you know what I mean, that person that you fussing at might not be there tomorrow, and that's a real thing. So with all that being said, you know, lead with love. That's what I said before. Um, I definitely want to say, Uncle Steve said he wanted to come on, but Uncle Steve, we're gonna make sure that you come on the next one. That's for damn sure. Because we need the representation for the brother. But
boo. Then Chrissy, then come on, Chris. They trying to double team me then.
Yeah. Well, there ain't nobody trying to double team anything. You know me. I just keep it a buck. Cherish every moment with someone.
Absolutely.
That's what my sissy says.
Life is too short.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are at time again. I'm Donnie B. Got the Beats. This is my sister Ruthie Renee. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow us on all social media at FMPTV. Official FMPTV on all social media over there at that part at the corner. And as we said, we are out. So leave with love, everybody. Peace.
Donnie B got the beat.